What's up, everybody? Time for another game theory video. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want to. Appreciate it. Thanks. Today, I'm going to do one of those really nerdy videos. So you got to put on your thinking caps and be a nerd with me, I guess. One of those videos about how I would change Street Fighter. And today, I want to talk about properties that I think that they should add back into Street Fighter if I was making Street Fighter, and properties that should be expanded about. And this in particular isn't something that I've talked about ad nauseum. I've only talked about it a couple times, so maybe it won't be totally boring if you've seen all my videos before. And that is basically, I think they should add more wall jumping stuff and they should expand on it, right? And also talking about one of the bugs that was in Capcom Fighting Jam. I want to talk about that. So, first of all, if you know wall jumping in Street Fighter, normally a character can jump off a wall. But did you know, maybe you don't, in a game like Super Turbo, if we watch this, you could actually attack or even throw, and then you could cancel that with the wall jump. So we see Chun-Li here, she wall cancels her throw with a wall jump. We can watch that again. Watch it again, throw, jumps off it. Watch right here, she attacks, she jumps off it. She attacks, she jumps off it. Now, normally, again, in newer games, you actually can't do that. But what I would do is I would actually expand on this a lot and actually add this to different moves, right? So let's look at some examples here. Imagine if Chun-Li could do this, right? So Chun-Li is going to backflip, right? Does a little flip kick. Thinking, you know, she has a little kick like this in Street Fighter 4 as well, I think, but she doesn't jump as high. And, you know, you could even think about this like Guy's flip kick, right? Boom. Imagine if she could jump off the wall from that, right? I think I show some specials here. I think it would be cool if you could special and do it, right? So personally, again, if I was making, I don't think I've ever made a video talking about everything I would do different to Chun-Li. But Chun-Li, I would not give her a Dragon Punch as a regular move. Her EX move would be a Dragon Punch. So that would not be a regular move for me. But I think that that would be cool if you could wall jump off of that move, right? Of course, it'd be an EX move. And spinning bird kick, I would put in, so normally in games nowadays, Chun-Li has a spinning bird kick that hits you when you're ducking, right? So personally, I would put in two versions that are like that, and then maybe the medium kick version or something like that. One of them is this old school that goes over you when you're ducking, but the difference would be that you can then, if you're going over the person, you could jump off the wall, right? And I would put in a property, or I would like to make it somehow that you could say head stomp then, or whatever, which I'll get into a bit, right? I think that should be a mix-up, right? So let's look at something here. Turn this off. Turn that off. Now, unfortunately, I can't believe I couldn't find a fucking video of it just happening regularly. If you've ever played King of Fighters 13, Kim has this kick, I'm gonna show right here, right? He has this little hop kick thing here, and I can't believe I couldn't find a video of it on the internet, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Boom. Let's turn that down. Boom. He does this little like flying kick thing, right? And it normally goes over ducking people, right? But if the guy is ducking in the corner, since there's nothing for him to bounce off of, he bounces off the wall. So unfortunately, you can't really see him bounce much because I just instantly cancel it. But again, that's the quality control on the FGC on MPC. Anyway, he bounces off. So let's get into some like fun things you could actually do with this, right? So here we go. Again, the quality control here. Let's say a character like Vega, right? I think it would be cool if Vega, when he backflips in the corner, if he could, let's get some art here. Some amazing art skills. Vega wall jumps out or keeps backflipping out the corner, boom. He jumps off the wall then if he's in the corner, or he has the ability to. So it's almost like, you know, do I want to punish him? Do I think he's going to land here? Or do I think he's going to jump off the wall? Or Vega has that flip kick. Vega does flip kick, you know, in the corner, boom. Now, something I was talking about earlier is you would have to, and maybe, I don't know how you would program it, but normally when a guy jumps off the wall, their sprite is going to continue to, you know, face this way, right? That's Vega jumping off the wall, right? Put a little claw there, right? But, you know, maybe there is a property that, I don't know how many frames you have right when you hit the wall, maybe if you were to press upright or whatever it is, right when you hit the wall on the button, immediately when you do it, instead of the character jumping this way, you know what I mean? The character would do a small little baby hop off the wall and they would face this way and they would instantly do their attack with whatever that is, right? And I say that because when I think of something like, Chun-Li, like I said, that imagine the spinning bird kick going over you, right? Well, you probably, maybe, generally, you wouldn't want her to do that big floaty jump or whatever all the way over. Maybe you'd want to do like a mix-up or something, right? So Chun-Li comes over and she kicks you in the head or something like that. Or maybe it'd be possible to, maybe if you were to give her a stomp immediately or something, somehow that then she hits you from this side. I mean, again, I'd have to fiddle with it to see. I don't know. Again, I don't program things, but I'm thinking about it being a mix-up, something added to the game. Personally, again, I don't think I've ever made a video about what I would change for Vega, but Vega is a character where I think his EX moves or something like that. I would give Vega something like if you press 2 punches or 3 punches, whatever, when he's normally jumping off the wall, he can do the claw dive after it. Claw stab. And if you press 3 kicks after it, maybe he'll jump to the next wall and then he can do the flying Barcelona attack and come down on you, right? Something like that, Vega, to give him a little bit more kind of mix up stuff like that. I think more opportunities to do wall stuff, but I think that would be cool. And if we go to a character like Guy, let's just make sure this is still recording. We have a character like Guy and he has his flip kick, right? His little back flip kick. Well, imagine Guy, he has this little flip kick, and specifically, if you're thinking of the Capcom Fighting Jam movie, and he has this move, I think it's in Omega Street Fighter 4, but it's much more lenient. But to talk about a bug or maybe a overlooked property in that game is, let's take this move right here. If you know this move in Capcom Fighting Jam, he has his flip kick, which he has in other games, and then if you press hard kick again, he does this really slow kind of kick like this that looks like Kim's kick in King of Fighters 13, actually, right? But the caveat to this and how I'm going to add 2 properties in one is if this attack hits the guy, they are then put into a juggle state where anything juggles them for, I don't know what it is, let's say 3 or 5 seconds, like anything juggles them. It doesn't matter what you're doing, and he has a lot of wacky combos with it. But the weird thing is that it works even if they block. So if the guy were to block this kick right here, that kick right there, the next mix-up you do, or even if you throw them, you can juggle after the throw with normal moves, or, juggle after a normal that normally you can't juggle with. It's interesting, right? Even if the guy blocks it, right? It's a bug or weird property that I originally talked about right when the game came out. So the weakness of this move is that it's duckable, right? So if we think about making this move much more interesting, first of all, we have Guy's little flip kick right here, right? Boom. Well, if the wall's behind him, he can jump off it and go for a mix-up, right? If we think about King of Fighters 13, kind of like Kim, if he does this kick, well, the opponent probably wants to duck because they don't want to be put in that weird sort of buggy property where if they block it, you know what I mean? Well, then Guy's moves now juggle for so many seconds that normally don't juggle. So they normally want to duck it. But now if you added something like this in the game, if Guy does this and the guy is, crouching here, he's a little Spider-Man, crouching attack, right? Well, then Guy, he could jump off the wall, right? And it's a little mix-up. And like I said earlier, say there's a property if when you're wall jumping and you immediately do the attack, instead of getting your normal long floaty jump, you get a normal sort of quick back hop where your guy turns around. And so then Guy, he kicks them in the face, right? It's a weird kind of, it's something to add more shit. I think wall jumping shit should be more in the game. And it's unfortunate that in newer games, they don't let you cancel normals like that. But that's a normal that you might have been able to cancel if he was in a Street Fighter 2 game. And I think it would be interesting, right? And, I've thought, now this isn't to say that everything should do it. Like, I know I'm saying some characters should be able to do special moves and do it. Like, I don't think Guy should be able to hurricane kick and if he touches a wall, jump off it, right? Because hurricane kick is too powerful for what it is. Or if I was making the game, right? For him to be able to jump off the wall. Chun-Li, I said she could jump off the wall with her DP, but because Chun-Li, I would not give a DP as a regular special move. It would be her EX move, right? Maybe I fathom, maybe if Guy does bush and flip or something like that, he could jump off the wall like that. And then you have like the guys in the corner. Am I going to come down with an elbow? Or maybe I'm going to jump off the wall. You're going to, a weird mix up like that. And to expand on this, something else I've said before, a few other things for wall jumping attacks. I think when a character jumps off the wall and they do an attack, just period, the attack should always do counter hit damage. I think it should always do more damage. I also think that if it hits the guy in the air, it should count as a, let's say, quotation mark special move, so it knocks the guy down and puts them into a juggle state. I just think it would be more fun if there was a little bit more, versatility of jumping off the wall, a little bit more different properties. And finally, to go back to this move here, I've said if I was making Guy, and I've talked about in videos, I would try to pay tribute to this weird property that Guy has had, at least in Capcom Fighting Jam. Whereas again, if I was making the game, I would actually say not only this move, excuse me, if Guy does this move and if it's blocked, or if Guy has a EX run, which I would give Guy EX run sort of stuff, but a much more versatile kind of crazy EX run would be Guy's EX move for me. If Guy does those moves, Guy not only for a small period of time gets put into this weird sort of, special juggle state. I would also say, and you're going to say it's weird, I would also say for the next few seconds he can chain combo again. Just because some of those chain combos and link combos in Street Fighter Alpha 1 are fun, I think. And I think it would be a fun sort of kickback and tribute. You know what I mean? Paying tribute to this weird sort of bug overlooked property of Capcom Fighting Jam and adding a little bit more of a spin on it, right? After that, so Guy does an EX run or something like that if he stops. Well, for the next few seconds when Guy goes for a low, he can chain combo for a little bit, something like that. I think that would be fun, right? So anyway, making some of these moves more versatile, jumping off the wall stuff, adding some more mix-ups. I think stuff like that would be fun. And I think it's too bad that it's not in newer Street Fighters. And wall jumping is just, you wall jump. Characters wall jump. You don't think about it much. Now, if you think about this, it's like, wow, there's kind of a little bit of a mind game. Certain moves are more versatile, more fun. Anyway, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.